Hey everyone, welcome. I am Ray Ortiz, Holistic Stroke Life Coach at the EurekaEffect.info. I'm also a survivor from a hemorrhagic brain stroke in my journey of recovery and experience of resilience into wellness. I became aware of how little those who were trying to help me really understood what I was doing through my journey inside my head and how I was struggling with myself and the world around me. I never blamed anyone for not knowing because I knew that the only way they could was if they had walked my path, and I did not wish for them to go through what I was living. So I decided to share my insights in this video with the intention that would help caregivers, therapists, family members, and others coexisting with someone who is walking this path and can be understood better so they can receive the best possible support. So today, I want to take you on a journey inside the mind of a stroke victim, using my experience and observations of others while I was going through recovery. As a stroke life coach, I like to remind caregivers and family members that we have learned a lot about the physical impacts of a stroke, but what about the emotional, psychological, spiritual toll it takes in the patient and the world they live in with their loved ones in mind? Imagine waking up one day and suddenly the reality of your life as you knew it is completely gone and different without any change of progression into this different self of you. You can't move your right arm or walk without help or even think clearly. You try to speak, but the words come out jumbled or not at all. And you are disoriented because you can't understand why. The frustration is immense, but so is the fear. Fear of what's happening. Even a feeling of disparity because you wonder why you are in such circumstances. You almost feel like the divine presence has disowned you. As soon as you can figure out what happened to yourself, a tide of waves of emotions embrace your body to almost paralyze you from being overwhelmed. My best explanation is like imagine a rooted plant pulled by its roots and hanging from the air with the fear of what's to come for you and your family. One of the most common feelings reported by stroke victims is a profound sense of loss, guilt of becoming a burden by losing independence, self-sufficiency, and anger at the circumstances surrounding the changes of loss of self-identity. Losing autonomy of yourself crushed your self-esteem and confidence of the future. Simple tasks like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes become monumental challenges. However, an even bigger challenge is to adapt to the child-alike treatment that surrounds you from everyone's willingness to help. This experience starts little by little, chipping your self-esteem and confidence in yourself. This can lead to feelings of helplessness and even depression. I like to remind people that because someone has experienced the shortcomings of the stroke, that the patient is not broken and should not be treated as if they were. In my experience, 99% of the recovery process lies in the attitude of resilience and the motivation of the patient. Communication is another major hurdle. Not the clinical one, but how the patient is being talked to. The tone taken by the caregivers and the therapist is critical. We have to be careful with not belittling the patient or constantly reminding them that they are doing wrong. You find yourself in the most vulnerable stage in your life, and how you are treated or manipulated is the difference of how effective is the recovery. A common consequence of stroke it is that could strip a person of their ability to express themselves in many forms. And that is why the number one element of support has to come from how safe you feel to be yourself no matter what, and that you feel like you don't have to worry about expectations and being judged by anyone. Imagine knowing exactly what you want to say, but not being able to get the words out. It's crucial that patience and understanding is in the forefront of everything the patient is trying to do. It's like being trapped in your own mind, body, and soul. The isolation this creates can be devastating, and it can damage your ability to recover. I can't emphasize enough the concept of mind over matter when it comes to how all aspects of the body in recovery play out. As a holistic stroke coach, I always focus on building a supportive environment that is flexible and motivated to empower the patient with the understanding that the recovery is a process and not a quick fix. I emphasize in personal ownership and empowerment versus fostering a victim mindset. I remind everyone that the stroke did cause some physical and emotional injuries, but that as most injuries, with time and patience, they can take into consideration the healing process. In my case, I was very sensitive to my own expectations and how much unnecessary stress I was inflicting on my recovery and those around me. I discovered that spiritual awakening and mindfulness practice actually helped to empower myself to overcome any form of self-defeating disorder and to face any challenge lay in front of me. I always remind everyone that the stroke does not define the worth of the individual, but it definitely builds the strength of character and spiritual strength. But it's not all bleak. Many stroke victims report a renewed appreciation for life. Small victories like moving a finger or saying a word become huge accomplishments. The journey to recovery, though challenging, can be incredibly rewarding. As a holistic stroke coach, I celebrate the progress of everyone involved in the journey of healing and recovery. Understanding the emotional and spiritual landscape of a stroke victim is crucial because it allows everyone involved in the recovery to offer better and more compassionate care. Remember, we're not just treating a condition, we're treating a person, which life was impacted in many areas beyond the physical, emotional, and spiritual, including the impact this event does to the family, financially, and stability. Thanks for watching. If you know of anyone who can benefit from this video or of some stroke life coaching assistance, share this important. Until next time, Ray Ortiz at the EurekaEffect.info, and I hope this insight helps you in your medical journey. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.